Good morning everyone, hope you're all happy. It's a lovely Saturday morning. We love Saturday mornings because it's just the day after work and you're just relaxed, chilled out, and if you've gone to work, but then... What's that all about? People on the radio, look. Right, I'm answering all your questions now. Many questions I get every week about Thunderpole radios. You know, which Thunderpole radio is the best one? The T-800, the T-2000, whatever. T-3000. Which one is the best one to buy? What one should I be buying? Can you use them with an amp? Look, some of these questions, some of you lot you might get a bit frustrated and think I'm just talking rubbish, but some people don't know the answers, so they ask the questions, which is good, very good. So some of the things I'm going to cover in these videos are going to be very obvious to some of you lot, but to others it's going to help them a lot, hopefully, anyway. So, which one should we start with? I've only got two Thunderpole radios at the moment, T-3000 or the T-800. What one should we start with? I'm thinking we start with the T-800 just for the beginning, and then in the next video we'll do the T-3000, I reckon. So we'll stick that to the side and put that over there. Not that you can really see it, but right. Turn that down. Don't turn it off. People on the PMI, see, gets a bit annoying every now and again because you can't turn that radio down. Anyway, so we've got a T-800. So I'll just move the camera so you can see. You don't want to be looking at me, do you? You want to be looking at that bloody radio. That's a nice radio, that one. So let's have a look at it, shall we? Look at this absolute stunner of a radio. This is an amazing radio. I like this radio a lot. There's a couple of things I don't like about it, but we'll go over that. But let's have a look at everything, because we're going to look at the whole lot, because companies, they put a lot of effort, time and money into the packaging of radios. So, and more of anything you buy, apart from the cheap people. But then again, well, that's another video. So you've got a load of flags there. You've got the T-800, that's what it's called. CB 27 MHz FM AM mobile transceiver, because that's what this is. Multi-frequency, including UK and European bands. LED channel and signal meter, which I don't like, but we'll talk about that. Auto and manual squelch, which doesn't work. Channel 9 and 19 FM and AM. When I say that auto squelch doesn't work, it works. I just don't like it because I don't trust auto squelch in any radio. But that's down to the user's discretion, I suppose. A lovely looking lady in the corner there, which they always tend to use for some reason. I don't know why they always use lovely looking ladies, but they do. Good choice, Thunderpole. Multi-frequency, we've read all of this. 12 volt input, 4 watt RF output, digital LED, all that rubbish that they put down there, and all that other rubbish there. If you want to read it, pause the video and have a look. I'm feeling especially energetic today. I don't know why. I think it's because it's nearly Christmas, man, and I love Christmas. Now, I've had this radio for a long time. I've had this, it must be about 4 or 5 years I've had this radio, I would imagine. So, you know, they probably might well have updated the version by now. I don't know. We'll have to explore that at some point. So you get the instruction manual, pretty boring manual, as most manuals are. But if you're not familiar with CB radios and how to set them up, I would recommend that you read it, because it is Thunderpole. It is in good English. It won't be in no Chinese crap converted English. So it should all make sense to you, and hopefully you'll be able to work it out. But if you're familiar with radios, just carry on with life, you know, and do whatever you do. So there's the box with the radio in it. You get a nice little radio. Get it in a nice little polythene, that's what it's called, is it polythene? I think it is polythene, isn't it? Little polythene bag, look. Lovely. Take that out of there, and put that over there like that. And you get, I think you can opt. I opted, or did I opt? I'm not sure. No, this radio was bought off of my Amazon wishlist for me by one of you subscribers. And because it was on the Amazon wishlist, I must have already opted for the plug to be on the end. But you can, if you buy it from the Thunderpole website, you can either ask them to put the plug on it for you, or you can opt them not to put the plug on, in which case it will just come with 2 bare wires like that. So let's get this out of the bag. There we go. Look, a lovely, lovely. I love the feel of a new radio. Well, any radio, but when they're all nice and spick and span. Look, you got the little plate, little sticker on there, tells you what it is, 27 megahertz, blah blah blah. Imported and distributed by Thunderpole. This is imported. It is made in China. Unfortunately, it is made in China, which is a great shame. I don't know why, you know, quality companies keep making things in China, but they do. So that is the way it is. So we've got, that's for the microphone. We've got AM and EU, FM and UK, channel 19, and the middle bit just doesn't, I don't know what it does. It's just ordinary channels, you know. Channel 19, auto squelch light, up and down on your channels. That's your squelch control knob there. RF gain is there, which is an interesting one. RF gain, I wouldn't expect it to have RF gain, but it does. That's your channel display, and that's your volume, and on and off as well. There we go, very very simple. Little heatsink on the back, which is surprising, but it has. This for your external speaker, that's obviously your power cable, and that's your connection to put your antenna on. There you go, SO239. So we plug it in. And then I'll show you it, and then actually, first of all, also in the other box, let me move this camera down a bit because it's getting a bit awkward. There we go, that's a bit better. Right, in this other box, we have the microphone that it comes with. Excuse me, bit of a runny nose. It did originally come with a little crappy small microphone, and I told them, I said to Thunderpole, I said, this microphone is rubbish, no good whatsoever. And then it turns out that they redesigned their microphones for the T-3000. So I said to them, can I have one of them microphones for my T-800? And they sent me one out. So now this is the microphone. I think you get this with everything now. This microphone comes with every Thunderpole radio, but it didn't originally come with the T-800, as I just explained. I can't find the original microphone anywhere, but it was a little crappy one, and it was no good whatsoever. But this one is good. This is a nice, solid microphone, like that. You know, you're up and down on your channels there. Your auto squelch on and off is there. A little light that does nothing, just doesn't light up. I don't know why they bother putting it in, but it doesn't light up, doesn't do a single thing. And there we go, there's the plug, nice wire, that's it, job done. And also you get a little bracket for mounting it, you get a spare fuse, you get a mic clip, and you get the little screws and things to mount it and all that stuff, the little screws that go in the side. Never ever used them because I don't ever mount my radios. Now I use, with these Thunderpole radios, I bought one of these from Thunderpole, and I asked them to wire it to the radios, and this is what I use with Thunderpole radios. This is a power microphone. It's got a battery in it, and it amplifies your voice a lot better than these standard microphones do. Just for your information, this is what I use. This is a good one. A lot of people may or may not recommend them. You can get them with echo or volume. I've got mine with volume, so I don't want echo. But these are a good microphone to use with this radio. Just for your information there, my friends. Right. Let's get it all wired up and plugged in, and then we'll do a test, and I'll show you what it's all about, and yeah, go from there. Right then, you lot. So, here we go. I've got a little makeshift setup here. Radio. In the back of my little power meter here, I've got a dummy load, so I don't have to plug it into no antennas. I can just do whatever I want, key up as whenever I want to do, and nobody really cares because nobody can hear me. Apart from some really local people might be able to hear me. But that don't matter because we just wind them up. Anyway, in fact, interesting fact. A friend of mine, Matt, lives down the road. Literally down the end of my road. And we can talk to each other on dummy loads. That, you know, we do that quite often. Well, we used to anyway. That was good fun. Anyway, back to the radio. So, we've got the radio set up. We've got the radio plugged into the power supply. You'll notice there is a set of boots here. A burner, amplifier, whatever you want to call it. That's because I'm going to answer the question, can you use this radio with one? And obviously we've got the power meter, because I want to show you there's the power that this radio does, 4 watts. I want to show you what it looks like, because I think that might benefit some people. So, as you can see, we've got it all wired up, it's all plugged in. So what we've got to do is just turn the volume knob. There we go, radio comes on. And we're on channel 8 for some reason. I think this one always defaults to channel 8, that was quite annoying. Some people like to stick on the 19. We'll just choose 19 just for a channel to stick on. As you can hear, the squelch is open at the moment. If we turn the squelch knob, we can turn it. How do you put auto squelch on? I can't remember how you put auto squelch on now. Oh, I think it's only with this, isn't it? Yeah. So that was it. Auto squelch can only be turned on with the button on the microphone. So, that's all coming back to me now. That's it. So if you use another microphone such as this one, you don't have the auto squelch button on it, you lose the auto squelch function. But seeing as I don't like auto squelch, especially on this radio, because I don't feel that it works particularly well, I don't mind losing that function. But anyway, so I'll just quickly brush over the problem that I have with auto squelch. Now the problem I have with it is, when I first got this radio, I thought brilliant. I had it in my van and I thought brilliant. Alright, I'll put the auto squelch on. I won't have to mess around with squelching people, and when the noise comes up as I go past houses and things, I won't have to worry about it. It'll do it all for me. But usually when I'm driving around with my old radio in, there'd be people talking all the time. As I'm driving around, I'll pick up different people all the time, and it would always be busy. There'd always be people talking on the 19, always. I put this radio in, and with auto squelch on, I realised that driving round, it was silent. There wasn't any people talking. There was nobody about. And I thought, bloody hell, it's been quiet now for about a week. Where's everybody gone? And one day I decided to turn the auto squelch off, and suddenly it all come alive. There was people there giving me good signals, really good clear signals. And it was back to normal again. And so I realised that the auto squelch was in fact squelching everybody out. So obviously the level of signal that it requires to activate is too high, in my opinion. And so, you know, you got really good clear signals nearby that it just squelches out because it thinks that they're too weak of a signal to even bother about. But really, you could have a perfectly decent conversation with them people. So that's the reason I don't like auto squelch, and that's why I don't ever have it on. Now, to adjust the squelch, you just turn the knob and you get it right on the edge of where the noise is, and now it's silent. That's how you use squelch. Sorry about that, somebody was at the front door. Where was we? I forget where we was now. Anyway, channels up and down, AM, FM, blah blah blah. Yeah, we're going over squelch. Obviously your volume is here. We've gone over the volume. RF gain, that's like your receiving capabilities. Like if you've got that, you want that really as far open as it can go, because then you're going to hear the most signals from the furthest away that the radio is possibly capable of. If you want to hear someone local but you don't want to hear people further away, you just wind that back a little bit, and you know you'll be hearing more local signals. So it just reins in the capabilities. You'll hear only close signals. If you wind it all the way open, you'll hear signals that are, you know, further out, as far out as you can possibly hear with your setup. So this is what 4 watts looks like. Just under, that is exactly, according to this meter anyway, take it with a pinch of salt, exactly spot on 4 watts roughly. And it will stay there. Now I want to talk quickly about the meter, the digital meter. I don't like those type of digital meters. I'd rather it just have a traditional analog meter with a needle, because they're just more fun. You know, these digital ones, very unreliable, and I just don't like them at all. I wish Thunderpole, I like the rest of the radio, it's brilliant, but I wish that they would incorporate a good old-fashioned analog needle, a meter with a needle and a little light on the back. That's what I wish. You know, if they did that, it would be a perfect radio. Anyway, so there we go, 4 watts. Now, the other question that I've had apart from all the ones about what does the radio actually do and look like. I've explained all of that. And the other one I've had is, can you use this radio with a burner? This is a burner, and what it does is it amplifies the power. So this radio puts out 4 watts, and now we wire it up, so the 4 watts of this one goes into this amplifier, and it does exactly what it says on the tin, which is amplifies the power. So that you get more of a signal. I don't know how else to explain it in more basic terms, really. Yeah, it just takes 4 watts and converts it into more. I can't remember what kind of wattage this one is. We'll find out in a minute when I turn it on. And then that sends that up the antenna, and you basically just, your signal just gets boosted further on. So, can you use it? Of course you can. You can use any radio with a burner, as long as the burner is capable of taking the amount of power that the radio is putting out. But just for simple basic terms, since we're talking about a simple 4 watt CB radio, we'll stay with that. I won't go into any more detail on burners and radios because it might confuse some of you lot that have been following so far. But there's a lot more to it than just that. Anyway, so we don't need to worry about the power output because this is a solid 4 watt radio. Don't need to worry about turning it down or doing anything like that. So we just simply plug it all in. If you want to know how to plug a burner into a radio, put it in the comments and I'll make a video on how you wire it all up properly. But for now, we've got it wired up. We'll turn the burner on. Make sure we've got it to AM and FM. Even though you could have it on SSB if you wanted. All that does is just make the relay stay open for a little bit longer. And we'll see what kind of power we get. Stick that up to 200 watt setting. And so, with the burner off, I'll show you again actually. Burner off, straight radio power, 4 watts. Hopefully you can see that. That is 4 watts. And then we turn the burner on. Do that up a bit, and I reckon this burner is going to be about 50 watt burner. I think it's an EA 150. Ready? Boom! Oh, we're talking about 60 watts there. That's roughly about 60-65 watts. That's doing there. So we've instantly transformed this 4 watt radio into a 60 watt radio, really, with the aid of this burner. So the answer is yes, you can. For the people that have asked me, I want to get a T-800 and I want to use it with a burner. Does it work with a burner? Yes, it does. And because it's a 4 watt radio, as I've already explained, you can use it with almost any burner on the market. Because there's a few speciality ones out there that would need to take less than 4 watts, but we'll get rid of those for now. If you buy an ordinary burner, which is marketed, like a CB burner, basically, yes, it'll work. Yes, no problem whatsoever. You won't have to worry about a single thing. Just wire it up, make sure you got good SWR, VSWR, make sure you got good that, and you'll be well away. So now we've got 60 watts of power coming out of here, which is absolutely brilliant. Look at that. Every single time. Love it. Absolutely love it. So, I've already brushed on it briefly, but I've just had to have a look at my questions list because I've forgotten what questions I was asked. Can I use any microphone with the T-800? Within reason, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of microphones that you can't use with it, but there's also plenty that you can. And as I've already explained, I use these microphones with these Thunderpole radios. They seem to work really well with the radios. They seem to react really well. Some microphones don't pair up with radios particularly well. Also, some radios don't like some microphones, whatever way around you want to put it. So it's a bit of trial and error experimenting. But I would recommend these mics to go with, because they're a good power mic and they seem to give out good audio. They take a 9-volt battery. They're very simple, and if you buy one brand new, you can get them from Knights or from Thunderpole or from any other place, but those two are the places. All you've got to do, they ask you what plug you want on the end, and if you say that you want it for a Thunderpole T-800, it'll also work for the T-3000 and probably, I think, any other Thunderpole radio, and probably a lot of other radios. They put the plug on it for you. All you've got to do is plug it in. Knights give you a battery for free. I think Thunderpole you have to pay for a battery. If not, just put your own battery in it. It's only a 9-volt battery. It's nothing special. You put your battery in and away you go, you know. There you go, nice battery. And away you go. Sorted. So, yeah, if you want to use a different mic, you'll have to either put a plug on it yourself. I don't know what they're wired. I know it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 pin by the looks of things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6 pin. There's 6 pin. You have to put your own plug on it, find a schematic or something to find out how it's wired up, whatever you're going to do. Either that or just buy it with a plug on it. But yes, experimentally, yes, you can use any microphone you want on this radio. Sorry if I rambled on about that a bit, but it's, you know, there's a lot of information I want to tell you lot, but it's a lot of it. So, right, I think that's the end of the questions for the Thunderpole T-800. I can't think of any more. Let me go and check my questions list. Right, so there we go then. There's not really a lot else I can think about saying for this particular radio. I have noticed that Thunderpole now they've brung out a new one, the T-600. It's just basically a small, really small CB radio. It's got a stupid little mic plug in it. I hate them ones. The ones that little black clip. I can't remember what they're called now. They just clip in now. Don't like them, but I'm really interested to see what the radio's like. So I'm trying to see if I can get my hands on one. I've got a funny feeling that there'll be a lot like, if I can get down under the bench, there'll be a lot like these. They look like one of these. Now this is a good radio. I like this radio. It's pretty much looking like one of these, except this one you can't take the mic off. On the Thunderpole one it looks like you can, but with the stupid little plug. So if I can get my hands on the T-600, I will do, and I'll do a video on that. I'll do a review on it actually, as well as a video talking about what you can do with it. I want to try and get my hands on a T-2000 as well, because basically that's just a bigger version of this T-800. This is a smaller version. So I haven't got any more questions that you lot have asked about what to do with it. You pretty much all asked the same sort of questions, and I think I've covered everything. You just worded them in different ways. So you can use it with a burner. You can do this. You know, you can put it in a van, a car, put it in anything you want. Oh, that was the other question. I've already covered that as well, but you can put it on a cigarette plug, or you can just wire it straight into your car, into your battery, whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter, as long as it's 12 volts. With it being on its own, it won't take a lot of amperage. You know, I haven't measured it, but no more than sort of 3 amps, probably 1, 2 amps, not even that probably, you know. With the 4 watts, it's nice. It's a nice little radio you can use. So, yeah, there we go. If you've got any questions, if you think I haven't explained something good enough, or anything like that, just put it in the comments, and I'll either reply with the comment, or I'll just write it all down so I don't forget, and I'll put it in another video. But I think I've explained pretty much everything that you could want to know about a little radio like this. So there we go. I'll see you on the next one. The next one will be the T-3000, which is another lovely radio. And I had this one in the same van that I had the T-800 in. I just took the T-800 out and put the T-3000 in. I was one of the first people to get one of these ones. When Thunderpole released it, I pre-ordered it. And I was really excited to get it. Was I disappointed? Well, you'll find out in the next video. I'll see you then, you lot. All the best. Merry Christmas and enjoy yourselves, won't you? See you later.